To create a practice border, we are going to use a ruler and some shape tracers to see if we can just practice creating a pattern border. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the edge of my ruler with the edge of my paper like so. I'm going to hold down my ruler and I'm going to trace with my pencil on the other side. I'm going to do this around every side of my paper, so I'm going to line up the ruler with the bottom section of my paper, trace the ruler, line up the ruler with the edge of my paper, trace the ruler, and then do the same thing across the top. What this is doing is it's giving me an even border all the way around. Okay, that is roughly just the width of my ruler. Okay, so lining this up and then tracing it. Okay. Now, couple really quick things. If I would like to, at this point in time, I can erase these corner boxes if I don't want them in my design. That's more than fine. Now, what I'm going to have you all do is you are going to practice creating a pattern. Okay, pattern is something that repeats in a certain order or sequence. So if you are using geometric shapes, I would encourage you all to use the shape tracers. If you're using a straight line for your pattern within the border, use a ruler. If you want to freehand your pattern, that means drawing things from reality. That's fine, just watch the size, okay? So really quickly, let's say I am using the shape tracers to create a pattern, something that repeats in a certain order or sequence. Eliminate the smallest shape here and use the next one up, okay? You can go larger if you would like. I wouldn't go smaller than the second smallest one, okay? So that's just kind of good standard practice, okay, for what we're gonna be using for our next project. Okay, so what I'm going to do at this point in time is I'm going to create a pattern in just the border. So this center section, leave that blank for me. And you are going to create a pattern, okay? Now, like I said before, we want to make this well crafted. So using the shape tracers, okay, if you're doing something like geometric shapes. Great. And if you're not, if you just want to freehand it, that's cool too. So let's say you want to do something that's like this. Just watch your craftsmanship and watch the size of what you're drawing. Okay. Now, right now, this isn't a pattern because it doesn't repeat, but I think you kind of get the general idea of the size. Okay. In terms of making something that does repeat, we just want to make sure that whatever pattern you start, that you make it repeat. Okay, so this would be something that is a repetitive pattern. Okay, like so. Right? Please make sure that if you freehand it, that you use the shape tracers and rulers where applicable. So for example, I don't want any kid to, turn in something like this and be like, okay, I'm done my pattern. This is a straight line. For that, you are going to need to use the appropriate tool, which is a ruler for that. Okay, so if you have a tool that can help you, please use it. If you're freehanding something, watch the size. Just a really quick reminder, smallest thing on the shape tracer is too small. Make sure you're one up from that.